facing the police every single day. Hey, Shelby County, this is Shelby County Copwatch, and before I do the screen read here, I got to tell you we have a fake fascist cop stalker whose name is Gary Snow. This is his YouTube page. This is his Facebook page, and this is a web page done by a lawyer that I think is suing him for his client because he started a riot up north. And I highly recommend going here. This page is massive. Biography about provocateur William Garris. He does this shit all over the country. He's a Trump fascist cop sucker, big time. And check this out. He now thinks he is a cop and a fake cop, and he is giving a bolo out about all of us to local cities, police, and sheriffs, and First Amendment auditors at your locations. He is literally hinting and saying that what we are doing is illegal. That is absolute bullshit. In fact, this is how dangerous he is. He got an auditor. An auditor is a reporter. Whichever word you want. You're just reporting, is your government doing the right thing or the wrong thing? And if anybody's a provocateur, it's Gary Snow. I don't know. All the guys that I know, we're not provocateur. There is other auditors in the country which are provocateur, but ones I know are not. He got this guy put on the terrorist watch list. That's how out of control this wannabe fake cop, which last time I knew, acting as a cop is illegal. So he's giving this out to everybody, saying that what we are doing is bad. So I'm going to screen read this so you can hear his insanity. By the way, it does state here, we will have it. He said, thank you. Feel free to contact me with any questions. I highly recommend you do. So his phone number, his email. Then you also have, like I said, you can call that lawyer up there. He has a Facebook page, and he has his YouTube page. I highly recommend reaching out and tell him he is a psycho. Remember what our founding fathers said, take a goddamn country back, and you're a frog in a pot. Get the fuck out. It's boiling, dipshits, and fight for your freedom.
Notice of First Amendment auditors that my audit your location. We have seen a rise is so-called First Amendment auditors visiting our Florida government/public buildings. These freelance journalists will film, sometimes as a group, our public officials, employees, and police officers. They purposely invade our post offices, tax collectors, DMVs, clerk of courts, tax appraisers, jail facilities, police stations, and city halls. This letter is to inform you of their actions and a list of the most popular auditors in our area. As all too often seems to be the case, the actual goals behind many of these First Amendment auditors appears to be nothing more than gathering attention and notoriety, which ultimately leads to money through advertising revenue online. In watching many of these videos on their YouTube channels, a template for performing their version of an audit becomes quite clear, and it is as follows. Step 1. Venture into public places where filming is technically legal but is also out of the ordinary. This is purposeful, since it will naturally make people uncomfortable and on alert. We would argue suspicion of such behavior is reasonable, as randomly and silently filming within a place like a tax collector's office is by no means a normal human behavior that would be experienced on any given day. Step 2. Refuse to answer employees' questions about what they are doing. Auditors claim that this ensures an audit is authentic, because there is no legal obligation to explain why they are filming in a public place. However, they are also well aware that doing so would de-escalate many of these situations right away and, likely, result in nobody particularly caring about being filmed, which is not the goal. Instead, they stay silent, obviously hoping for the situation to escalate. Step 3. The police are called. This is the first response financially minded auditors are seeking, as they maintain since they've done nothing wrong legally, that means nobody has a right to call the police, and now the public office has failed the audit for infringing on First Amendment rights. We would contend, though, that it is not unreasonable for a person to call the police if they feel they are potentially in danger, and why shouldn't they, when an auditor bafflingly refuses to give any answers about their intentions? What really matters is how the police respond to that call. Step 4. The auditor refuses to cooperate with police, again under the notion they've done nothing wrong, which puts the police in a position of uncertainty. Even if the officers don't try to stop the auditor from filming, the auditor will try to escalate things to generate that wanted reaction. In some videos shot by these auditors, they continuously berate officers, calling them tyrants, scumbags, and demeanor officers wearing tactical gear as militants. Things can go multiple ways from here. Step 5. Police de-escalate the situation and leave without incident. This is the worst case scenario for an auditor, as now they are forced to sensationalize an uneventful video in the hopes of still attracting viewers, which drives their revenue. Step 5b. The police respond aggressively or arrest the auditor for either obstruction of justice, for refusing to give their name, or disorderly conduct, which is the ideal reaction for an auditor. In this scenario, they will not only generate more views due to being detained or arrested, they can file complaints and lawsuits against the municipality and individual officers. Rest assured, we think there is absolutely value to these audits as well, but within reason. We must always ensure that their rights are upheld. What we do not appreciate is people who will purposefully attempt to agitate, berate, and display a complete disregard for human decency in the hopes to generate YouTube views for their own profit. At that point, you are more of a threat to the First Amendment than you are helping it, as the poisonous apples of society are the ones who have the potential to spoil essential rights for the rest of us, as we have seen time and time again in our country's history. Purposefully engineering a situation where you appear suspicious, showing no respect or civility to your fellow humans, and then berating officers who simply show up as part of their job is not a means to show that anyone has failed the First Amendment. It is a means to show that you have lost the essence of what may have once been a noble mission amidst a more selfish goal of personal financial gain. Thank you, and feel free to contact me with any questions. William Snow. 708-446-6108. Fibers now at yahoo.com.
So, just to all the First Amendment auditors out there, you are more than welcome to come to Highlands County, to the tax collector's office. All the ladies here know you. They have no problem with you. They love being on your YouTube channels. So you can come out and come on down here, talk to the ladies, and they said you guys are more than welcome. Here we are out here in Wauchula, Florida, at the tax collector's office, the DMV. Which one? Let's go to the tax collectors first. Record you because I'm going around to the different counties. I was in Arcadia, which is DeSoto County. Right. So now I'm out here in Hardy County. This is the tax collector's DMV.
That is right.
I'm from Chicago. We have just the DMV. We don't have a.
Right.
What I'm doing is going around and I'm informing people of individuals that have been traveling around Florida, especially locally in these counties: Hardy, Henry, DeSoto. And they call themselves First Amendment auditors. Okay. And what they do is they go into public buildings like this tax collector's office, and they stand there and film. Right. And they wait for an employee to tell them, hey, what are you doing? Why are you filming? Or somebody
Right.
here, why are you filming me? And what they're trying to do is get a reaction.
Exactly.
And they post all this on YouTube. And their overall goal is for you to call the police on them.
Right.
And for them to get trespassed from the DMV, from the tax collectors, for the police to get involved. They want their First Amendment right, which is video recording in a public area,
Right.
to be violated.
Right.
And then they make money off of it. They post all that juicy content of them getting arrested, or the police called, or some public citizen is upset that they're filming them.
Right.
So they post that online, and then at the bottom of their YouTube channel they say, please donate money to my GoFundMe or to
Really?
my Patreon. And YouTube actually pays them to run ads on their video. When they have so many subscribers to their channel,
Right.
YouTube will actually pay them. So they make money going out, supposedly, standing up for their First Amendment. But they're actually exploiting our First Amendment, and they're actually harassing our public officials, our police, and private citizens who are just trying to go about their day and do their job.
Yes,
So I created a list which I'm handing out to every government building in these counties, which is basically, it's a step-by-step guide that these individuals go by.
Okay.
It just kind of explains what their intentions are and what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
They pretend to be, or when they're asked, what are you filming, why are you filming, who are you, they say, I'm a freelance journalist. They're not journalists. They take a photocopy of their face and laminate it and stick it on a lanyard, and now they're freelance journalists. And they
Right.
go around and say, I'm a journalist, I'm here, reporting for my YouTube channel. And what they're doing is pretty much what I explained. And if you look at that list, step by step, it explains what their overall goal is.
Right.
And when the police do get involved, and let's say they do get arrested, or the police, put their hands on them, or
Yeah.
anything like that, they're going to sue the county, they're going to sue the police, they're going to sue you, they're going to sue the manager. That's how they. It's a
That's how they
scheme to
work.
make money. They're exploiting our First Amendment right. The other copy is a list of local auditors who, let's say somebody here, a citizen, called the police because they were filming them, and they have the right to not ID. So when the police say, who are you, they have the right to remain silent. They don't have to say anything. And when the police say, let me see your ID, they say, no, I have the right not to ID. So as a public citizen, I did my own research on these individuals. This is all public information that I found online. I didn't pay for any of it. These are mostly the local people, from Fort Myers all the way up to Lake Wales, to Sebring, back to Port Charlotte, all the way down to Miami. The one gentleman travels all over, goes to Melbourne, Jacksonville, Tallahassee. He goes to every city hall you could think of, and tries to do these audits, which he sues. He's actually suing Corporal Matos and Mandy Hines in DeSoto County right now because they did violate his First Amendment rights by making him stop filming. But all I'm doing as a private citizen is just coming out here, letting you know if something did ever escalate, and you'll see, because they have these big camera setups, big boom, microphone, camera, you'll know who they are. Let them film. If something does escalate, try to talk to one of the customers, because they don't ever come in and tell you their intentions.
Yeah.
That's why they call it an audit. If they cared about their First Amendment right, they would be, hey, I'm here filming because I have the right to film, just like I'm filming right now.
Right.
And I let you know at the beginning, I'm filming because I'm a concerned citizen, and I'm just trying to let you know about some other people that exploit our First Amendment. And public officials like you kind of have your hands tied behind your back, just like our police, because let's say they start to berate you or harass you, you really can't give them a reaction like you would in public.
Exactly.
Because you're a public employee. So you have to be nice and cordial. The police have to be nice and cordial. So you're easy targets, and that's why they go after.
That's why they do it.
Yeah, so that's why they go. So all I'm doing is just going around to all the buildings with the police stations, the sheriff's department, and just letting everybody know.
We appreciate that.
Did I do it right? Yes. So
What I'm doing today is I'm going around in DeSoto County to like the tax collector's office. I'm going to go over to the sheriff's office next. But there's a group of individuals, they call themselves First Amendment auditors, where they go into public buildings, like what I'm doing right now. I don't consider myself an auditor because I'm not looking for someone to tell me that I can't do or my First Amendment. But what I am doing is I'm passing out some information, which is all available on online. This is all public information.
Now, hold on, let me get the library director.
Yeah, okay, that'd be
I'll
great.
let you talk to her.
Okay, thank you. I don't see anything tyrannical about a public library. Looks pretty safe and quiet here. I don't know who they're going to expose, but it looks pretty safe. Looks like no one's rights are being... Yes, ma'am. I'm a concerned citizen. My name's William. I've been going around to all the government buildings in DeSoto County today. Lately, there's been a group of people, they call themselves First Amendment auditors. They go into government buildings and they film. And what they try to do is kind of provoke a reaction or irritate people who don't want to be filmed. But legally, they have the right because it's a public building. But what I'm providing is public information to everybody. These are the tactics that they use. All these individuals have YouTube channels.
Now, I don't understand. Are you one of these people?
No. I'm kind of someone who disagrees with what they're doing. I support my law enforcement, and most of these people are what they call COPWatch or COPBLOCK, or people who so they attack our police. So what they do is they go to these government buildings in hopes that you will call the police on them for filming, and then when the police are called, it's all laid out in this memo, a step-by-step process. After the police are called.
That was all okay, right?
What?
Him running out the door.
Oh, he's in a hurry.
Oh, okay.
He's in a hurry. He's got things to do.
He's a happy person.
He looked like he was, but I just wanted to check.
If you read this, it's step by step. What they do is they want the police to be called, and when the police are called, that's the content that they used. They want someone to tell them that you don't have the right to film. So, and then when the police are called, they also have the right to not ID, because the police, because it's kind of, they go to airports like the TSA and stand in front, and the police are like, what are you doing? And they won't answer any of the questions. Legally, they're not allowed. Legally, they're not allowed to ID. But a lot of their information is public and it is online. So if anything ever did escalate and something did happen and the police were called and they weren't allowed to ID, you have their information. This one gentleman is local. He's the one who usually will come to the library. I don't know why. The library is not, they're trying to expose tyrannical government employees. You don't look tyrannical. This library, no, ma'am, no. Well, see, that's the thing. If you treat them with respect,
Of course.
when someone asks you, if you're walking around like I'm walking around with the camera, people say, what are you doing? Like you just did. They won't answer it. It's very suspicious nowadays. In the year,
I normally don't ask. The only reason I asked was because I kind of got lost in what
right,
you were
because
saying.
well, nobody's, I think, taken a stance against these individuals yet, and that's why they've been able to do what they've been able to do, and they're getting a lot of subscribers. So when they post this content on YouTube, they say, please like, subscribe, and they have accounts like Patreon and GoFundMe, and YouTube will actually pay them for their content, for ad revenue. So this is all something that they make money at. They're exploiting our First Amendment right to make money by harassing public employees and in hopes of getting a police officer called. And then the biggest goal, the main prize, is to file a lawsuit, which this gentleman has done. He's filed a lawsuit against DeSoto County, against Lieutenant Matos, and against Mandy Hines, because they said that they violated his First Amendment. So he achieved the goal that's listed on this sheet. So all I'm doing is just concerned citizen passing these out to all the government buildings that they might come to. So in case something ever did happen, you know, kind of...
We have people here, and unless you're harassing
Right.
other patrons,
Right.
then
Right. And usually they don't. What usually happens is, what happens is there'll be somebody, let's say at the library, that will get triggered, would say, hey, I don't want to be filmed. And they'll zoom in on that guy and they'll say, you know, and they'll go right after that guy. And now there's a confrontation. Now, you know, they're arguing, I have the right to film. This guy says, I don't want to be filmed. And they say, well, I don't care because you're in a public place and I can do this. And that's where something starts to escalate. And then that's when that person or you might call the police. They get called. That's content. That's what they want. That's what they want. And that's how they make money off of us, by exploiting our First Amendment right. So me, as a concerned citizen, I'm just going out there and pretty much explaining what their tactics are, how they make money, what they try to do, and some of the public information that's all available online. I didn't pay any money for this. Some of them have police records because they've been arrested for this. And like I said, this is all public information, so you know who these people are when they come in here, and if something does escalate. You're welcome.
thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Now, I'm just going to say, that's how you do a First Amendment audit. I went into the DeSoto County Library, talked to the person in charge. She did not have a problem with me filming. She did not have a problem with me giving them information about our local First Amendment auditors, the lens lickers, these fake patriots who are out here exploiting our First Amendment right to make money on YouTube. So we're going to continue to do this all day. I'm going to be in DeSoto County. I'm going to be in a couple other counties. Out here today, DeSoto County Tax Collector's Office. Going to express my First Amendment right.
Thanks, sir. County Commissioner's Office, 201. Planning, zoning, financial. Let's go in here. County Commissioners. Hello. I'm filming. Just how you doing? I'm good. Just real quick, I know there was some recently there were some individuals who have came into this building, DeSoto County. They call themselves First Amendment auditors. They film like I'm doing right now. But they do it for certain reasons. They have a YouTube channel. This is some of the information of the local men who come here. So when the police do try to ID them, it's in the law that they don't have to ID, but a lot of their information is on is available to the public. And as a concerned citizen, I just put that together. So if something did ever escalate and something did ever happen, you would at least know who these individuals are that are coming here to the government buildings. And I'm just passing this out as a concerned citizen.
I will pass this on to our attorney.
Does Mandy Hines, is this her office?
This is, she's at a convention right now.
She's at a convention.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She's at, Florida Association of Counties.
So you're going to pass that on to, maybe she...
Our attorney's here if you'd like to speak with him.
Sure, that'd be great. So First Amendment auditors usually come in here and more or less they're just glorified tour guides. Videoing whatever's on the wall. There's some chairs. There's a map. There's some certificate of recognition. So basically they come into these buildings and they're paid tour guides.
he is in a meeting right
Yes,
now
ma'am.
and getting prepared for some hearings. He
Yeah.
said if he would like to come back at 11 or 11:30, he might be able to.
My phone number is
Okay.
on there in case if you wanted to
Okay.
call. You know, like I said, this is just public information.
Okay.
This is the tactics that they use, so that you're well informed when they do come back. There's a little bit of information on the back.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to be informed. You know, this is a public building.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of people learned, but like I said, you have the right to know who these people are.
Okay. I'll pass it on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're going to head on over to the county clerk's office now and use our First Amendment right to spread some more information about these First Amendment auditors who exploit our First Amendment for monetary gain. And as a concerned citizen, let these public officials know who's actually come out here and exploiting our rights.
Hey Sherri County, this is Sherri County Copwatch. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.